Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the debut of the JACKOCAR Kia Series, round 1 of Season 1 of the second tier of JACKOCAR, and it brings us to one of the most iconic circuits in F1 history, one of the few tracks that have been used since 1950. It is, of course, the Autodromo Nazionale di Monza. It is Italy. Our first round of the season. Welcome everyone, my name is Austin Smith, and alongside me as commentator tonight, it is Jake. Jake, how are you doing tonight?
I'm very good, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm excited. New series. We had the test race obviously last week that I got to commentate, I think with Speed Knighton it was. And certainly one of the Speed guys, I always remember that. And, yeah, we're going to have, obviously, our typical classic NASCAR, JACKOCAR format, not NASCAR, JACKOCAR format of qualifying, where we have our wonderful one-shot qualifying, where, I mean, it says that 16.5 minutes left, but every driver is going to have exactly one lap in qualifying. It's going to be all timed. And let's see, I want to see who is the first one. The first one is supposed to be Jack G. I think he may have missed his time slot here. Jack G, not out on the pit, not out of the pit lane. Now he goes a bit late. Maybe something moved. I don't know, but it seems like a bit late. He was supposed to go about 55 seconds ago. And the drivers do have a bit of lenience here of about plus minus 15 seconds, so they don't have to be perfectly exact, but this almost seems a bit too late.
I did get a quick rescheduled listing of, just before we went live, actually, so he is out at the right time, so no concern there.
I must have missed that then.
There's somebody missing. I believe it's Ryan Menzies who's missing, so they moved everything along.
There we go. I see. So, yeah, a bit surprised there, personally, but okay, so they moved Rick Menzies forward then, and because he's not there. So, in time, Niels is going to be second, so we're going to have Jack starting us off here for the JACKOCAR Kia Series. And you can see he's warming the tires quite aggressively. Well, one-shot qualifying, what does that mean? Well, if you mess up, if you invalidate your lap, and this is one of the prime spots for it right here, Ascari, the legendary chicane. If you leave the track with more than 2 wheels, then you are going to have your lap invalidated, and you will start from pretty much the back of the grid. So Jack now coming through Parabolica, another one of those historic corners on this track. 290, 300 kilometers an hour, and he's not even on the line. Now he is. Crosses the line with about 320 kilometers an hour. That's a way to start the lap. Heading towards Retifilo, the first chicane. Built in to slow the cars down a little bit. It used to be straight on. Now it is, you know, it is there to slow the cars down a little bit on this already very, very fast lap through Curva Grande. Heading towards the second chicane. What's the first sector? 26.2 as he heads through. Obviously purple, but that is to be expected. He is the first one out on track. And Niels is going to start very shortly after him. So we're going to try and catch him next. The next one should be Dark Shadow, but Dark Shadow is in the pit lane and has retired. So Dark Shadow is not actually going to participate in this qualifying. So the next one will then be Vitinho, right now listed in P13, as he just started his outlap. He is in the first chicane right now. Jack through Ascari, kept it clean, and now heads through Parabolica for his one lap, and across the line he will come in just a couple of seconds. And it is a 1 minute 20.0. We're immediately going to skip to Niels, who has invalidated. So Niels will start from far, far back No time for him. He's gonna try it. He would have been ahead of Jack if he had not invalidated the lap.
And this is the problem with one-shot qualifying. You only get one attempt at it, and unfortunately for him, he's blown that one opportunity. And that's it for his qualifying session. And this is one of the easier tracks, I think, to just go a little bit too early into one of the corners and invalidate. So he may not be the last person to do that.
Yeah, the two chicanes, especially the second one. The first one, not so much because it's that slow and the curbs are rather high. We can probably see that if we go on board with Vitinha right now for his flying lap. We're going to see the curbs on both sides of the corner. The inside of the right and the inside of the left-hander. They're a bit too high. You don't want to take him too much. And you see here, he stays away. They have these sausage curves right on the inside. So you want to avoid that at all costs, because it costs you just so much time. But the second chicane, you have to almost abuse the track limits, especially on the second part. We're going to see that here with Vitinha, 26-1 purple right now. Well, he takes it a bit cautiously. He takes it very cautiously indeed. Bit surprising here. Next one is, by the way, going to be the namesake and admin of this league. It's going to be Jacko, who just started his lap. And then, as I mentioned, of course, Ascari, a great track, a great corner, or a section of corners, really, to invalidate your lap. You turn in a bit too early, and Vitinha really running a safe lap here. He's not trying too hard. He's not trying to get close enough to the curbs. He really just wants to get a lap in, and he likes his chances if he does. So, very interesting. A Parabolica as well. If you run too wide there, with all four wheels off the track on the exit, that is also an invalidation. It is a 1 minute 20.0 as well, and it is provisional pole position. Here comes Jacko, and I mean, do we have to talk about that livery? Because that, yeah, I mean, it stands out, you know. Can't say anything negative about that. It definitely is not a livery to go undercover with, but I mean, wow, that's a lot of color and a lot of different colors, I gotta say. Bit blown away by that one.
Several cities away in Italy might be able to see that livery.
Yeah.
And he goes across the line.
You could probably be at the Imola track and still see this livery from there. As
Jacko wants to make sure he gets noticed.
Yeah, as we now look at Jess on the back straight here, heading towards Ascari, down the bridge, under the bridge, obviously. Yeah, it also takes it a bit more cautiously. I think that's what we see from a lot of drivers here, just making sure there's no invalidation coming. After Jess, it was supposed to be Rick Menzies, but I think it's going to be Waze afterwards. Yes, indeed. He is on a lap already. So we're going to quickly try to go there right after. Jess heading towards the line. 121.5. Currently P4. Here comes Waze. The driver who forgot last time to A, exit the pit lane in the test race, and B, start the race. The assumption that we made was that he just went out to the shops and just forgot about the race. I don't know if that's true, but from everyone in the JACKOCAR community, it sounded like that was certainly something in the realm of possibility. And so this time he didn't miss his spot. This time he is running in qualifying, and he hasn't about it. Oh, that's a slide right there. That's going to cost him all through this straight here. All the time. The whole straight. It loses him just so much time to get that slide on, because he can't get the acceleration down early enough. And that's what we're seeing right here. What's it going to be? I think Bill is next. Yep. And it is a... Did he invalidate?
No, he went quickest to 119.9. Very nice lap time.
Show for me right now. Oh, there it is. There it is. We had to go off of him. The lap didn't update. 119.998. Just about cracks the 119. So here comes Bill. through Parabolica, and for him, it is, once again, it doesn't update. What is happening to this game right now? We have to go away. We're looking at Mackie, who's on the outlap. Something is going on right now. Mackie and Easty-Mats are on outlaps right now. I think Easty-Mats is going to be next before Indecisive Mackie.
You thought one-shot qualifying was tense enough. It's even tenser when you don't know the lap times.
Yeah, and I've just got the updated, order. So, Bill, there you go. Bill, 1 minute 20.3. There it is now in P4. And let's see. Yeah, Mackie is going to be first. Why does it say 30 seconds, third sector? What is going on here?
According to me, Max on an outlap.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised. Yeah, and Easty-Mats should be as well.
Well, this is...
but now Mackie is slowing down. We have some technical difficulties here. Apologies, everyone, but something ain't right. Easty-Mats doesn't show a time. We can't really, you know, talk about it much because... Oh, Easty-Mats! Oh, in the wall. Spins and keeps it somehow, but obviously that lap is basically over. If it was the outlap, which again, we don't really know. If it was the outlap, then he's gonna be fine, but it might not be. We're also running a little bit late on the schedule, it seems, because Mr. John was supposed to go out at 8:45. We only have 6 minutes left. Something, or is it? Does it show 6 minutes for you as well?
Yeah, there is 6 minutes left.
Okay,
John
good.
is on track, but he's on an, well, it says he's on an outlap, but I don't know whether to believe that or not.
No, he is on an outlap. He's not going flat. That is definitely an outlap. But yeah, something is not working properly. And I am a bit confused. Mackie's time now finally shows up, 121.6. As he invalidated his outlap there. Easty-Mats is shown to be on an outlap, which he certainly isn't. More likely to be on an in-lap, but not an outlap. And Mr. John comes back into the pit lane. What's happened there? We also have Speed Danskar, who was supposed to be out right now, but he's having trouble joining the session. He joined after. So Speed Newgarden is next. 12 minutes, 57. What is going on? Wow. He just started the lap, and he's been going for 13 minutes. Oh, now it says outlap. What is going on with this game? I don't understand. Ladies and gentlemen, Codemasters. I have no words for this. I do not understand. Something is not right. Oh, it's Speed Newgarden's in the wall. Exit of Lesmo 2, loses traction, off into the wall. That is his session over and done with. Next should be Baza. Shows he's on an outlap. There's a yellow flag, obviously. I don't understand what is going on here. I do not understand a thing right now. But, you know, it is what it is at the end of the day. Oh, Baza with a bit of a slide there as well.
Has Easty-Mats done a time, do you know? Because I haven't got anything up on my screen.
He has, yes, 1 minute 25.0. Must have made a huge mistake somewhere. P8 for him right now. Here comes Baza. I think across the line to... Yeah, he closes the DRS right after. So that was his lap. It wasn't a 14 minute 30. But I don't know what it was ultimately. We're gonna have to wait and see. Once again, apologies to all the viewers for these issues. Not much we can do to influence them. but something's certainly not right here. Next one should be Mozza. It says he's on an outlap. Going by the pace that he's running here, that's not an outlap. That is a flying lap, but there's a cut. Oh my, what the? Huh? Okay, now I'm completely confused. There's massive desync from our end on this in this lobby. I hope that we can run this stream properly. Yeah.
Just to confuse you more, on my screen, Mozza hasn't exited the pitch yet.
Migrating host. Okay. I think John left the lobby. We have a migrating host. Yeah, Mr. John has left the session. It could be a restart. I don't know what is going on, but for everyone, things are going very weirdly. Timing's glitch. Yeah, everyone's saying, you know, something's broken on this in this lobby. I think we might see a restart, which is honestly, we'll restart after quali. Okay. So apparently the laps that are being set here are counted. Connor, completely off our screens, has basically taken provisional pole position right now. So there we go. My goodness. Yuri should be on a lap right now. Oh, there he is. It looks like he's pushing, yep. After that should be MK Born, who is on a lap. He's in the first sector right now. Well, started the second sector right now. Oh, Yuri cutting it thin there. Maybe we get a proper time this time. 1 minute 20.3. Yes, we do. Okay, so he's not bugged out. MK Born here. Runs wide. Still counts, so the game determined that he didn't gain any time from this. I like the escape here. In case he doesn't know where to leave the cockpit. Escape and an arrow to the left. I like that. I like the livery here. Take some slipstream. Look at that. Take some slipstream here. Maybe that is desync as well, but it looked very planned. Engine, arrow. That looks nice as well on the side. Runs wide, but it seems okay, but the lap time isn't going to be that good. 1 minute 22.9 for MK Born. And then finally, we should have Splinter being the last one out on track as he heads through the Lesmos. 1 and now 2. Oh, that looks like a good line. Very planted through there. This is how you want to run it. I mean, we have to say, out of the 13 cars who have set a lap time so far, the top 9 are within less than a second. So, you may think, well, the JACKOCAR Kia series, you know, second division. It's not going to be that close. It's not going to be that great. Well, bollocks. Right now, I see at least 9 drivers who could win this race. And there's probably more because Speed Newgarden, no time. Acemats with a mistake. Splinter now goes P1. Gets the pole position right at the buzzer. You know, we have Dark Shadow. We have John, Acemats, MK Born, Mackie. I mean, there's so many drivers there that could win this race. It's very, very wide open. And one thing to note, I think that's very important. One thing to note here, we have 4 drivers who have decided to take their Joker. And to explain what the Joker is very quickly, all drivers are required to do 2 pit stops. However, I think once per season, if I understood it correctly, once per season they are allowed to take a Joker race, which means they don't have to do the 2 stop. They only have to do 1 stop. So, Vitinho P4, Cloud Mozza P8, Dark Shadow P16, and Rick Menzies, who is missing, who is not racing today, have all taken their Jokers here. So for For Rick Menzies, bit unfortunate because he chose the Joker at a race where he's not participating. Very, very unlucky for him. I don't know why he would do that. Maybe something was in between. Maybe, yeah, okay. We've just got the notification that there is a lobby restart. And we have, yeah, the timings are actually accurate for us. I just got the screenshot from Jacko himself. He's got the same timings. So that seems okay. But yeah, we are quickly gonna leave the lobby. So let's quickly move over to this screen here. As we leave the lobby and try and reset. And hopefully get this underway. The qualifying standings do stand. They do remain. And yes, there will be a new session. So apologies once again for the technical difficulties. If I can just quickly, just give me 1 second here. I can show you the qualifying results in just a second. Just need to save this as an image. There's a lot going on in the background, so there we go. And now we got this, and now we can, oh no, it's a bit too big. So just one moment. Here we go. These are the qualifying results. So Splinter takes pole position, Connor second, Waze third, Vitinha fourth. And I gotta say, I gotta give credit to the creator of that literal screenshot, because that's actually with a phone picture taken off a TV screen. That is, of course, made by the one, the only Jacko himself. And I gotta say, it is a piece of art, but it shows as well the qualifying standings. So, you know, we got that all sorted out. We're just waiting for the lobby to be remade. I hope they don't forget to send us the invites and not just the drivers. You know, that would be nice if they don't forget us. You never know. I've seen it happen before, so I don't know if you've had that before, Jake, but it certainly happened to me before. Oh, we need to send invites to the commentators as well.
Oh, absolutely. I've had it, not usually with myself, but someone I co-commentate with on another league. They often don't get invited, and I have to invite them myself, even though they've been regular commentators for as long as I have.
Oh my. Yeah, it's a bit demoralizing as well, isn't it? But yeah, we have 4 drivers. Yeah, we have 4 drivers as mentioned. Sorry, we have 4 drivers as mentioned that are on their Joker here that are allowed to just pit once. That would be, as mentioned, P4 Vitinho, P8 Cloud Mozza, P16 Dark Shadow, and the 4th one isn't here in Rick Menzies. But, you know, the other 3, everyone else has to pit twice. That is the rule in JACKOCAR. You have to pit twice. So we have to expect a lot from those 3. And I think there is an invite. Now, I got an invite from Baza, so you might want to check as well if you got one.
Nothing yet.
Alright, I'll send you one then.
I have to say, though, going back to qualifying just briefly, Vitinho, especially with the fact he's got the Joker, could be one to look out for, because we saw his lap and he was very, very cautious, and he still put it in 4th. So that's promising for him.
Yeah, that was the surprising part, really, that he took it very, very careful. Tried to not leave the track under any circumstances, really. And still put up a lap time good enough for P4. I would expect some great things here today from Vitinho. Wouldn't be surprised if he turns out to, you know, gain himself a couple of positions and actually win the race. one thing to note as well, if I can quickly find my track database, there we go, is that here around Monza, the most likely scenario, if you run a one-stop, like those three will, it is soft to medium, because the tires do last long enough. The soft tire lasts around 13 laps, the medium 17. Race distance is 27, so you do the math. Those two add up to 30, so it definitely works out. However, with a safety car, there might be some issues, possibly. For the two stoppers, it's going to be a soft medium, and they're going to try to use the medium as little as possible. I'd reckon we could probably see soft, medium, soft, and the soft tires about 9 laps, and then the medium 9 laps as well. I think that might be a good way to do it. Maybe 8 on the softs each, and then 11 on the mediums might be another way to do it. Ultimately, it's the driver's decision, obviously. It might be a smart idea, ultimately, to, if you're stuck in the pack, go a bit earlier, get the undercut on everyone, and, you know, then try and hold them up. Then again, around Italy, holding people up, quite difficult. It's very easy to overtake around here, so I wouldn't really expect a lack of overtaking here today.
I think the soft tyre, I think I'd be shocked if many people actually start on mediums, because you're going to want to run 2 soft tyre stints, and the last thing you want is in any potential lap 1 carnage to get damage on the medium tyre that effectively throws your entire strategy out the window almost.
Not necessarily, because, again, the soft tire lasts around 13 laps, so you multiply that by 2, that's 26. If you get damage on lap 1, you have 26 laps left, so it would work out just fine. I wouldn't be surprised to see many medium runners at the start. I wouldn't be surprised. I think the top 10 do have to start on the tires they qualified on, which I think for all of them was the soft. So even now with the lobby reset, I think it's probably going to happen that we have the top 10 on the softs. But then everyone else, honestly, if I'm starting P11, P12, P13, or any further down, yeah, I'm risking it. Starting on mediums. I'm risking it.
You're a braver one than me. I think I would stick with soft on personally, but I mean, it's going to be interesting to see. I think we'll probably see a variety of different, some on mediums, some on softs. It really depends on how you look at it, really. But running a medium tire in the middle stint might not be the worst way to go.
Yeah, you certainly don't want to run it at the end. That's for sure. That would be a little, you know, a little bit of an issue there. But you're more likely to run it in the middle, if not at the start, then at the middle, or in the middle, rather. So we are loading into the lobby again. We are just moments away from the race. I hope the grid has been set correctly. We're gonna see it in a couple of seconds. So let's quickly take off the qualifying results for now. And look at that wonderful Italian flag, JACKOCAR Kia Series logo, and round 1 regular season. I mean, it looks fantastic. Great thumbnail there from Jacko. And I'm very excited for this first race of the season. I think it's going to be a good one. They're loading in.
There's always just something special about Monza. It just, I think, as an F1 fan, it makes you really excited and passionate for the race ahead. It's just something about the Italian fans and just the way it is in general. It just gets you really excited for the race.
Yeah, as the drivers are now on the formation lap, we can go back to the action. And we see here Splinter already out, already back onto the grid. So his tires are going to be absolutely dead cold. Because if you get disqualified on the formation lap, especially that early, but in general, your tires go back to however cold they are, which is about 60 degrees Celsius, which is way too cold for these tires. Now the same goes for Mackie and Estimats. What are they doing? You can't make contact on the formation lap. I think that's something that all drivers by now at least should know these are some experienced league races, especially Mackie and Istimats. I'm very surprised. I've seen them race so many times in other leagues. Waze has now rejoined. He was in the lobby at the start, then left and is now back. So he can actually hopefully take his car. He has actually, his AI has actually overtaken Connor, which the game considers to be legal. Vitinho ends up in the wall. What is happening here today? What is going on with this field? I have no words. But anyway.
I think the drivers have taken a little bit of what the previous lobby had, looking at this formation lap. But it's going to be a real nervy time for Splinter now. Connor and Wace will be fancying their chances of getting him into turn 1 with those cold tyres.
Yeah, not just cold tyres, cold brakes as well. It's going to be very difficult. For, I wouldn't be surprised if Splinter ends up just shooting straight on and missing the corner, basically. Because of the cold brakes and the cold tires here. Might not be able to get the car stopped in time, as we're looking at the last ones here to make their way to the grid. We have Dan's car here in P19. And 3 drivers on the mediums. MK Born, Niels, and Speed Newgarden are the ones to be that risky. Now, this is the one. This is how it starts. Here we go. 5 red lights. Go on. And the JACKOCAR Kia series is underway. And Splinter with a horrible start. Connor already alongside him. Splinter losing a massive amount of positions here. Connor goes into the lead in turn 1. Waves around the outside. There's a bit of a push. There's a bit of damage. There's some debris there. Waze gets a penalty for corner cutting. He might get that removed. There is a safety car already. Vitinho has spun. Massive damage on the front wing left side. Pushes around a little bit of debris as well there. Then we have Dark Shadow. No damage there. Let's assess the damage. Niels, I think, does have damage. Can't really see it. Indecisive Mackie, 5-second penalty for a collision with Niels. I think the same is true for Niels as well. Yes, they both have 10 seconds. Newgarden, Estimats, and Danska have 5 seconds as well. Lots and lots of penalties. This is not the start we expected. Niels, massive damage. And the session no longer exists. We have a technical issue. So let's quickly go back here. Apologies for that. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll try to get back into the lobby. Jake, do you have spare invites? Are you still in the lobby, first off?
I'm still in the lobby, yes.
Okay, good. I have 2 spare invites, so I can use one of them. Apologies for the issue. Honestly, last couple of days, Codemaster has really been playing games with me, I gotta say. The amount of times there was any sort of technical issue, it's just way too much. I had it on Sunday, I had it on Monday, have it today. It's just... It's not treating me nicely. So once again, apologies, ladies and gentlemen. I'll try to rejoin as quickly as possible here. The issues yesterday, however, I didn't have them, thankfully. I was fine yesterday, but my co-commentator yesterday, he was struggling. But we are... No. Oh, please, no. Oh, no, it might be... Oh, no, never mind. Yeah, we have sound. I was gonna say, I fear we have no sound, but that's not the case. We do have sound. A lot of drivers pitting. Half the field in the pit lane. Jess is the first one out. And that's going to bode well, I think. Jess going on to the medium. Jack on the soft. Mackie on the hard. What is he thinking? Why would he do that?
There's no need to run the hard tyre around here, and it's going to be so slow for him.
Yeah.
He's going to have no pace at the restart.
Well, the one thing to note about the hard tyre here is that it is only 0.4 of a second slower than the medium. So it's not that much of a difference. With DRS, I think you can compensate for some of that. So it's not the end of the world for Mackie, but I mean, you still want those 0.4 of a second every lap. So I don't really understand it.
No, of course, he's still going to have another stop to make as well, so it's not like he can just run us to the end or anything.
Yeah. The only one I would have expected to go for the hard tire, but even that, the hard tire wouldn't last to the end of the race, so everyone has one more stop to make. But it would be Vitinho, because he's on his Joker race. And that's basically wasted now, unfortunately. Let's quickly look at the other two Jokers that we have here. Dark Shadow, no damage, so that helps. And who was the other one? Let me quickly find it.
It was Chris. Cloud Mozza.
Yeah, Cloud Mozza. Oh, and Dark Shadow goes into the pit lane. Yeah, Cloud Mozza has also pitted, so the Joker not really working for anyone. What is Dark Shadow doing now? Pitting lap 2 for mediums. No front wing change, so I don't understand why Dark Shadow is going into the pit lane here with good track position, no front wing damage, and the Joker. Yeah, that someone would have to explain to me. I don't get it.
That's really bizarre. He's effectively taken the Joker, then decided he doesn't want the advantage of it anymore.
Yeah, I mean, you have P10. You only have to pit once. Everyone else has to pit twice. By the way, what I also don't understand, why everyone who doesn't have the Joker this race didn't pit under the safety car. Once again, you get a free pit stop, basically. You get a free pit stop. Now, we look at the stops. Oh, no, actually, no, I forgot. There's a rule in JACKOCAR where pit stops under the safety car only count if you have a damaged front wing. Otherwise, you're not allowed to even pit under the safety car, only under virtual safety car. I forgot about that. Apologies. So, yeah.
I would say I'm sure some of the people that pitted just now didn't actually replace their wing or anything. So,
yeah, I mean, Dark Shadow didn't.
I don't think Jess did either, because I was on board with Jess at the time.
Well,
and
we can look at the pit stops right now. Yeah, Jess didn't. That is correct. Everyone else did. Some served penalties as well. But everyone replaced the front wing. And the safety car staying out for another lap, by the way. So, it's because not everyone has caught up, I think. But yeah, Jess and Dark Shadow have not actually changed their front wing. Might that be a penalty coming their ways?
Could potentially be. I was going to say, in terms of Jess, she's in the odd scenario of she pitted at the start of a race and has actually gained a position out of it.
Yeah. Surprisingly, yes.
Bizarre.
Yeah, the only one apart from Danskar in P18 to have gained a position in the bottom 10 of this grid. Speed Newgard, meanwhile, from 18 up to 8. That's a massive gain right there.
And on medium tyres as well. That's not too bad for him. And MK Bourne up in 5th on mediums. Tell you what, they're not looking too bad at the moment. And these safety car laps won't really be helping those at the front on softs, potentially.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think those on softs here at the front, they might... because again, you got to remember, everyone who pitted for front wings, those stops, if I understand the rules correctly, I hope I do, those stops still don't count for the 2-stop. So, as much as, you know, they were allowed to pit, to replace the front wing, but they were not allowed to count that as one of the 2 pit stops. And Mr. John and Jess have collided. Jess has run into the back of Mr. John here, and both got a 5-second penalty for that, as the safety car is now heading in. So we are getting ready for the restart.
It's going to be tense moments for Connor leading out front. And Splinter still in 4th, which isn't too bad considering how bad of a start he had.
Yeah, especially with the cold tires as well. Lost only 3 positions, so I think he's quite happy about that. Connor, look at this, takes a wide entry. It almost spins, my goodness. But now restarts the race and has quite a good gap to Waze here. There's a bit of overtaking in the back. That should not happen before the line. Jacko into the pit lane. That is allowed. That is the first pit stop for those three there. Jacko, Mr. John, and Jess. That is their first pit stop. And the first one that they are allowed to do. So,
well, I wonder for Jess, did she get damage in that contact with Mr. John?
Could be. We'll get, you might have to check the race director, because you can see it in the race director now. But, yeah, I mean...
Jess and Jacko had front wing changes.
Yeah, there you go. Mr. John really a scheduled pit stop then, huh?
Yep, scheduled for Mr. John, so he's taking advantage of that and got one of his 2 spots out of the way.
Yeah, meanwhile, speed white racer there, Yuri, with a massive slide out of Lesmo 2, almost lost the car, is now under pressure from MK Born, who shows himself in the mirror, but a little bit too far away to make a move happen just yet. Oh, and a bad run from Connor through Ascari.
Yeah, this isn't too bad for MK Born. He's sticking with these soft tire runners very nicely indeed.
Yeah, indeed. I'm quickly... Oh, Connor goes into the pit lane. I wanted to quickly read up on the rules a little bit to make sure that... everything I say is correctly. Okay. So pitting under safety car, if legal, will count as one of the mandatory pit stops. So, but only if it's legal. But if maybe that's why Jess pitted, because it says here if you have an intact car, but forget that you can't pit under safety car, you must be seen to make an additional pit stop, or you receive a 30-second time penalty. So Jess basically, at this point, has 2 more pit stops to make.
Right, okay. She's gone on to hard tyres as well, which is an interesting one.
Yeah, a bit surprising there. She might not remember the rules, honestly. It is a very complicated rule set, it needs to be said. It's not what you usually see in most leagues, but I mean, that's one of the things that make JACKOCAR different, you know? We see innovative rules here all the time, and that's exactly what's going on here, as now Yuri goes into the pit lane, and Waze stays out, and Vitinho is out! Oh, there's a massive crash here! There's a massive crash in Parabolica, safety car! Safety car! Oh my goodness, that is Bill and Vitinho on the exit of Parabolica. 1 car despawned, that was Vitinho. Bill's car still standing there. What has happened there? My goodness.
That's a massive shunt there, and Vitinho went first, so I just wonder if Bill was just caught up in it.
Yeah, can I just say, Yuri is the luckiest son of a gun I've seen in a long time. Pits right before that, and as soon as he's in the pit lane, the safety car comes out. So he saved himself a bunch of time and basically got a free pit stop there. That counts as a free pit stop.
That's absolutely perfect for him. And I have to say, one other surprising stop that happened a few laps ago was MK Born, who started on mediums, pitting for another set of mediums. We mentioned he was having good pace. So a little bit surprised he came in so early on the set of mediums.
Yeah,
especially to go on to another set.
Yeah, I mean, this is a crazy race already so far. We are only a quarter into it. I can't wait to see what else is going to happen. We got to remember, there are, according to the game, and based on the game, there are up to 5 full course yellow periods. That means safety car or virtual safety car. This is the second one now. We could have up to 3 more. So this is nearly the end. You know, in 25% races, this would be the end now. We couldn't have any more full course yellows. But in 50% races, yes, you can have an additional 1. And not just 1, additional 3 actually. So we could have up to 3 more here. As Waze is now caught up to the safety car. He is leading the pack. And yeah, it looks very, very weird with the different tire choices and everything, as we have 17 cars still in. Vitinho on his Joker race, the winner of the test race as well, and Bill already out, our first 2 retirements of the season and of this first race, but 17 still in it.
What a topsy-turvy inning for Vitinho. Went from a very cautious but very good qualifying lap into just, well, he got damage at the start of the race and then has crashed out of Parabolica. So I think perhaps he went too cautious in qualifying and too much the other way in the race.
Yeah, it might be. Maybe he just got unlucky. Unfortunately, we didn't see exactly what happened. But here, well, the safety car isn't going to come in just yet. I can tell you that much, as Vitinho frustratingly leaves the session there. We're still waiting for Jacko to catch up to the pack. He's almost there. There he is at the very back of the straight. He's going to be there in just a second. And then Jess and Mr. John, who are still quite a long way away, but they will catch up over the course of lap 9, and then we will be back under green flag racing, I reckon at least, at the end of lap 9.
Hopefully, for sure. I tell you what, if that Bill Vitinho crash had happened in real life, I don't think this would be a safety car. I reckon it'd probably be a red flag.
Yeah,
that was a nasty shunt.
It was a nasty shunt, and especially at the spot where it happened, which is the exit of Parabolica, which is basically a more of a blind corner, where you don't really see that much until you get through it. The position he was in on track, and with Bill there as well, yeah, that would have been a red flag in a real race, but there are no red flags here, obviously, on the F1 game, and so we just get a safety car. But yeah, in real F1, I think this would have been a red flag, and we would have gotten a standing restart. However, here, everyone has caught up now, so I reckon at the end of this upcoming straight here, the drivers just get onto now, the leaders just get onto now. I think at the end of it, we will get the notification safety car in this lap. I'd be surprised if we don't.
Mercedes do enjoy leading races, but safety car could come in now. It's absolutely fine. We can get on with it.
Yeah, and there it is.
Thankfully, one of the beauties of Monza, of course, is that because it's such a quick lap, it's so easy for those a long way away from the safety car to catch up quickly.
Yeah, indeed. The safety car takes a long time to get up to speed down such a straight, and obviously the F1 cars are much quicker there, so they can catch up quite easily and quite quickly. However, I feel like it's almost easier to catch up to a safety car at Monaco, for the simple reason that the safety car has to go very slow through corners because it doesn't have the level of downforce, as Splinter is trying to shoot a gap here almost on Baza. Waze is now restarting, and he's running slow, and he's braking. Oh no! Oh no! This is... Oh, you're not allowed to do that. You are not allowed to do that. Once you floor it, you have to go. I don't know what Waze was thinking there. I don't know what he was thinking there, but he did lose positions in the end. Baza and Jack overtook him there. Jack got a 3-second time penalty for another warning and is in the gravel. Loses positions there to Mozza and Newgarden, up down to P5 now. We have a yellow flag in sector 1. That is for Dark Shadow. I think it's already green again. Splinter went into the pit lane. That is the first scheduled pit stop here for Splinter. Jack now getting the position back off of Mozza, up to P3 again he goes. Very, very hectic race already here, and we're only a third into it.
This is absolutely crazy. One of the most bizarre safety car restarts I've seen in a long time, but one driver who can try and benefit from this is Yuri, who got one of his stops out of the way and is already trying to cut his way through the field, already up to 7th.
Yeah, and he's looking to get a move on Istimats here. He wasn't there, he wasn't alongside fully, and he decides to brake a bit earlier to make sure that he gets the better on his ways. Crashes on the exit of Ascari. And another safety car, the third safety car. What is going on right here? What is happening? third safety car. We're not even halfway through this race.
This is just absolutely crazy. I couldn't, honestly. You'd make a lot of money trying to predict what's going to happen in this race because you'd have to be, I think, a psychic to work it out because we're just getting everything happening here. And Wace, after one of the more bizarre safety car restarts, then crashes at the exit of Ascari. A real shame for him, but now Bazza is the latest leader. Of course, he's one of only 2 drivers who's on the tyres that he started on.
Yeah, the other would be Speed Newgarden in P3 right now. Jack has already pitted once. And I think let's see quickly. Let's go into the race director and see. For Jack, yeah, it was a front wing change. So Jack has one of the required pit stops out of the way. I would argue Jack might be the favorite here right now. Together with probably Mozza and Easty Mats. Let's see. Mozza... pit stops here. Mozza, yes. And Easty Mats, yeah. Mozza, Easty Mats, and then Yuri as well. So, Bazza and Newgarden, they still have 2 regular pit stops to do. Jack, Mozza, Easty Mats, Yuri, and I think the same goes for everyone else here who's done a pit stop already except Jess. Jess has done 2 pit stops, but the first one came under the safety car when she had no damage. Maybe she had a puncture. That could be the case. We don't know. Maybe she did have a puncture. In which case, it would have been legal as well.
Yeah, that's going to be... I mean, she's gone to hard tyres, so that would suggest maybe she's trying to get those tyres to the end. I mean, the more safety cars that come out, the more chance that has of happening.
Oh, yeah. In fact, looking at when she pitted and how much safety car running she's done since, those hard tires definitely will go to the end now.
Might be a case of just getting to the end and then pleading your case afterwards, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, I hope she has footage of her own race and why she pitted there. Again, if she did have a puncture, which is something we can't see, if she did have a puncture, then that first pit stop was perfectly legal and she doesn't have to pit at all anymore. But if that wasn't the case, if she didn't have a puncture, then it's a different story. Because she didn't change her front wing, she would get a 30-second penalty if that is the case. But again, if she doesn't pit, she doesn't fulfill the 2-stop rule. Because the first stop wouldn't count, and she's only done 1 stop. So, if she doesn't pit at all anymore, she'd be out. But that might be... Jess might be the dark horse in this race, honestly. Because everyone else has to pit at least once. Except Jess.
Yeah, so she could really come into play later on. The only driver on hards is Mac, and he definitely has to stop again. So,
yeah,
you know, that won't work quite as well for him. But I suspect we're going to get back underway here. Green flag, perhaps? Nope. Unless it gets announced very late. You never know with this game. Oh, there we go. Safety car is in this lap. It took a bit longer than usual. But now it's Bazza's turn to lead the field away, and hopefully it's a little less chaotic than the last one.
Yeah, and one thing to note, in the rules, I'm gonna read them. Actually, no, it doesn't even say it in the rules, but it's basically, I mean, it is sort of normal understanding between all drivers that once you do speed up as the leader in the safety car, once you do speed up, once you go flat out, then Bazza goes straight to the pit lane.
So does Newgarden and I believe Connor as well.
And Mozza.
No, not Connor, sorry. Mozza, yeah.
Yeah.
So they wanted to get...
Danska.
Understandably for Bazza and Newgarden, they kind of need to get one of their 2 stops out of the way.
Yeah. So Jack now leading the race. He has to pit once more, as do most drivers. We have another yellow flag. That is Dark Shadow. Exit at turn 2.
Uncomfortable trip around the first chicane.
Yeah, and look at the gap Jack is already pulling here. 1.5 seconds on Yuri.
And Yuri nearly running off the track during the Lesbos in his attempt to keep up. Jack, I mean, those soft tyres are quite old, but at the same time, how many of those laps have they actually done at full tilt?
Yeah, about 3, I think. Make it 4
So-
maybe if you want to be generous. So, not really
They
that
probably
old,
feel
these
pretty
tires.
good.
Yeah, I think at this point it might actually be safer to just keep him running and then go on to mediums, because he has done 1 stop already. So, you know, these tires are, you know, he can just do 1 more stop. And he's probably going to try and take it to the point where the mediums make it to the end quite easily. And these tires are worn out enough that it makes sense to get rid of them. Which right now, they certainly are not yet. I think probably lap 15, 16 is what he's looking at. As Mr. John now goes in for his 2nd stop. And Jess gains another position. Up to P10 she goes, with no more pit stops left to go.
Splinter's got a nice, lovely view there of Jacko's very striking livery as they battle away for 7th. Jacko on a bit of a recovery mission at the moment and doing a solid job. And of course, we cannot miss his car for a long way.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta ask Jack. I'm gonna ask Jacko after this race in the DMs what he was thinking when he was creating that livery. You know, I look. This is the kind of thing, you know. Oftentimes, you know, when we look as adults onto like kids' TV shows, we think the only way to come up with that is drugs. I'm looking at that car thinking the same thing as Splinter goes past Jacko here and takes the position off him. Now you can see it from the front, it looks completely different. Yeah, that's Jacko's car right there. I gotta ask him about that. This is, it's a livery that stands out, you know? I think that's the best way to put it. But, yeah, Splinter up to P7. The top 6 all stay out on track, and here goes Connor on Niels. Has to go the long way around here, and might have to do a cutback here on the exit. Slightly taps to the rear of Niels, it seems like, and loses his own rear a little bit on the exit of Retifilo. New guard, meanwhile, with the new fastest lap. And I think, yeah.
You haven't been booted from the lobby again, have you?
I have not. Oh.
It came up you left for session, that was all.
On my screen, everyone has finished. On my screen, everyone else has left the session, and it shows a result.
Masters does not like you this week.
Oh boy. I got my own lobby. It split me off into my own lobby. That's something. I've never had that before. Yeah, but either way, thankfully I'm a spectator, so, you know, I immediately drop out. And I'll try to rejoin back. If you could send me a spare invite or 2, that would be highly appreciated. But once again, to all the viewers, apologies for the technical difficulties. I still do have 1 spare invite. That is at least something. But if this happens again, I would be very thankful to you. Oh, God. I actually have to leave again because it didn't load the names. So you definitely have to send me another invite.
I have to back out as well.
No, you can do it with, like, press the options button, and then you should have invite friends there.
Ah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that existed.
Yeah, there you go.
You learn something new every day.
Apologies to all the viewers. Very, very bad issues here. I really don't know what's going on. Thank you very much, Jake. If you could send me 1 or 2 extra as well, that would be highly appreciated. I hope this time the names load. So, yeah. Very unfortunate. I really don't know what's going on here. Okay, the names are loading this time, so we're going to spectate. We're going to try and rejoin. There we go. It is loading. On my screen, everyone else just retired instantly, like at the same time, and it was like, okay, race is over. GG's.
like some sort of protest.
yeah. Just Thanos snapped out of the race. But
Jack is in the pits from the lead.
there you go. Oh, we are back. Hold on. Let's quickly change the scene again to show you what's going on. Splinter with the fastest lap. Now, is that correct? I don't think that's correct. Oh, no, it is. 23. No, it's not. It's not. Yuri has a 22.8. Newgarden, yeah, 22.5. There you go. So that's not accurate. I hope the gaps add up. They probably will at the start of the next race. So we're going to quickly show the intervals that are there. Actually, you know what? We're just going to show none. And the stops. There we go. So, yeah, Jack. What happened to Jess? She was in the pit lane for a third time.
Yeah, Jess was pitted, for a set of softs.
For softs. She didn't have to, did she?
Well, we didn't know. It depended on what her first stop, if there was a puncture or not.
Yeah, but if her first stop was a puncture, it was not a puncture, sorry, then she's going to have to do another pit stop. Because that second pit stop she made was then just basically a compensatory pit stop for the first one. If you pit under safety car without damage or a puncture, you have to make 3 regular pit stops to compensate. So Estimat's now in the pit lane. That is his second stop. So he'll be done after that one. And right now we're looking at Jack. Here comes Jack. Here comes Jack past Estimats. So I would say at this point, I think it's safe to say Jack is the net... Nah, he's not the net leader of the race. I would argue that's Yuri. Because Yuri, once he pits, he will only lose about 19 seconds. So he will be 3 seconds clear of Jack.
And we've got a real close battle here for second between Niels Connor and MK Bourne. These two have been going after a few laps now.
Yeah, and I gotta say, it almost looks like Connor and MK Bourne are almost in the same team with the purple there. I quite like it.
Reminds me of F2 with Guan Yu Zhou and Carl Mailot, even though they're in the same team, their cars do look a little bit different.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much that, yeah. Generally, in F2, the cars, despite being, you know, 2 drivers in the same team, they do look a bit different at most times because they have the drivers bring their different sponsors and everything. Here goes Niels and Splinter. They are in the pit lane, so Connor and MK Bourne go on. But they both have to pit again, as does Yuri in the lead. Jack, that's not the fastest lap. That is not the fastest lap. We're having a bit of trouble here right now. I hope someone can beat Newgarden's time. Ladies and gentlemen, I can only apologize for this scream. And I can only apologize for the stream, and I can only apologize for this game. For the 3rd time now. Jake, do I have Spain? Yes, thank goodness. At least I got that. So once again, we'll try to rejoin. It's a 50% raise. Here's a fun question. Chat, all of you watching right now, everyone who's watching this JACKOCAR race right now, this stream, what do you think is going to happen more? Me being kicked from the lobby or the amount of safety cars this race has? Right now, we're tied at 3.
You literally took the words right out of my mouth. I was literally about to say that. You mentioned that Yuri provisionally was leading the race. Well, Yuri and Connor are now in the pits. And MK Bourne, all the top 3 are in the pits. So Jack will go back into the lead, but he's got Estimats right behind him on soft tyres.
Well, I think Jack will not go back into the lead. I think, not Estimats, Yuri should stay ahead. As we are back. Oh, never mind. Wow. I thought
they're going side by side for the lead. Estimats and Jack.
Yeah. Oh.
It's a 4-1. Estimats is going to get it done. He's got better tyres. And he's been closing on Jack for the last few laps now. And all of a sudden he looks in a good position. But what could Yuri do on those fresh softs?
Yeah, look who's looking to be in a bad position here. Baza and Newgarden. They still have a stop left to make.
And that's going to drop them outside the top 10.
Yeah, or is my is everything broken now? That's not correct, because that might be. We dropped from the lobby 3 times, so it might be that that's incorrect. I don't know. Let me tell you what amount of stops does it show for Baza and Newgarden on your screen?
It says 1 stop, so your screen is right.
Okay, thank goodness. At this point, I don't trust anything anymore. But at least that's correct. So Baza and Newgarden, yeah, they look to be so strong, but yeah, after pit stops, all of a sudden, you know, they're not looking that strong anymore. They still have to pit once more as Mats here. Now with the fastest lap, and I think that is actually the fastest lap of the race. Yeah, it is. No one else has done a 1:21 so far, and now Baza and Newgarden do actually pit, so they will fall way down the order. Probably into the clutches of Mackie and Jess.
Sadly for Mats, his fastest lap lasted only about 15 seconds before Splinter narrowly beat it.
Well, it happens sometimes, but we're looking at the penalties now as Mackie gets a 3-second time penalty. So Mats, Jack, Niels, and Mackie have 3 seconds each. So right now, Yuri, if the race finishes this way, would be winning the race.
And he's right up to the back of Jack as well.
Yeah, he's going for it. Into Ascari. Risky and... Oh! Jack did not leave him any space whatsoever. My goodness, I don't know if that was alright. I mean, a little bit of, you know, touching is part of JACKOCAR. That's part of the culture here. But you gotta leave a space as well, you know? Fernando Alonso wasn't lying when he said all the time you have to leave a space. And I would say Yuri was... I would say Yuri was alongside and was entitled to that place there alongside. Now he sends it. Yeah, Yuri's had enough, and Jack fights back. They're touching again. My goodness. Yuri with the ERS out of the corner has the inside for Curva Grande. They touch. Oh, and Jack touches there again. Now the outside. They switch positions. Yuri goes way deep into the corner. Jack tries to get back into Lesmo 1. Oh, Yuri runs him narrow. Jack sends it and gets the position. Wow. These two are fighting tooth and nail over second place, and ultimately, it doesn't help him. Yuri is, I mean, Jack is going to be third no matter what. And if he keeps battling, Connor and MK Born are getting close, then he's barely going to be in the top 5. And for Yuri, well, I mean, he wants to get past, but he needs to get within 3 seconds of AC Mats so that after penalties, Yuri has the win. My goodness.
I love that. He's like, I tried to get past you and I, so I'm going to get my elbows out now, but he still can't get past Jack. Surely this time Jack can't fight it off this time. It's going to be
the DRS, look at that.
He's staying in overtake though, Jack. He's not giving up on this.
Yeah, Yuri goes defensive though. He knows what's going to happen this time. He's like, nope, not this time. I'm not letting that happen. Should get the better traction. Look at that acceleration out of Retifilo. I think Yuri now is going to hunt after Mats on slightly fresher tires. 2 laps? What do you think?
Well,
could he gain those 1.7 seconds back? Is that possible?
I don't see why not. I don't think he's going to have any problems with Jack now because my eyes don't deceive me. He's got a bit of damage on the front right of his wing. So if anything, Jack may come under threat from Connor and MK Born behind him.
Yeah, I mean, between Jack and Connor, that position is already basically decided as Jack has that penalty, Connor does not. And yeah, there is damage to the right side of the front wing. You can see the end plate missing. We can look straight onto the wing from the side. That is not supposed to happen. So yeah, Jack with some damage here. And around such a track that is so fast where everything aerodynamically needs to be perfect. That level of damage hurts you so much.
Absolutely. He's got Connor already right behind him. Although Jack pits.
Yeah.
So, and he's speeding the pit lane, which isn't going to help his cause either.
Not really, no. And I don't understand that pit stop, honestly. You lose 19 seconds in the pit lane. It's 4 laps to go. You don't lose 5 seconds. In fact, with the front wing change, you lose 24 seconds. You don't lose 6 seconds a lap from that front wing damage. So I really do not get why he pitted here.
And
I really do not understand.
What's even more confusing to me is he hasn't even gone on soft tyres. He's gone on mediums again.
Yeah. I don't get it. I would have stuck it out 4 laps, try my best, just, you know, give it all I got. Now he might not even get a top 10 result.
The only argument you can make potentially was, did he think he had another stop to do? But even then, if he did think that, I don't think he'd have been battling so hard.
Yeah, and he didn't have an extra stop to do. Let me quickly see to make sure. Because first pit stop was for front wing, so that was legal. Second pit stop was a normal pit stop, but not on a safety car, so that was legal. He didn't have an extra pit stop to make, so I don't understand. But meanwhile, 3 laps to go, we're looking at the gap between AC Mats and Yuri, 4.2, but after penalties, it's 1.2. Now it's 1 second. My goodness, can Yuri catch AC Mats here? Who is gonna come home as the first JACKOCAR Kia Series winner? And I'm gonna tell you this, Jake, right now. If I drop from this lobby, you're gonna have to do radio solo commentary. Because I won't be able to get back in time.
No problem, I'm ready and prepared if Codemasters wants to throw another spanner in the works.
I really hope they don't. But, yeah, 1.1 seconds, basically the net gap between AC and Yuri. We have yellow flag, sector 1. That is for Newgarden, who must have spun in Retifilo, and there's Mackie as well, who completely missed the chicane, it seems. Something going on there. But, yellow flag resolved. We're back under green immediately. Only a local yellow for a couple of seconds. So we are all right.
Safety car probably looking to get an early drive back from the track. It's done enough work for today.
Yeah.
Yuri's not closing Easty Mats down as much as I thought he might do. It's kind of stabilised around 4 seconds. He's still got a couple of laps to do it, but right now Easty Mats is doing enough to hold on to it.
Yeah, 22.4 for Easty Mats last lap, and a 22.3 from Yuri. That's a 10th. That's not enough. Newgarden, meanwhile, getting a 3-second time penalty. That's going to hurt his chances against Jacko here over P12.
Wouldn't be surprised if he got a bit of damage as well with earlier.
Yeah, meanwhile, you could see that on the timing screen, a bad exit from Yuri. He was 3.8 seconds behind, now it's 4.1. The second chicane for Yuri really did not go to plan. And it seems like Yuri is running out of ERS, whereas AC Mats, look at this. That might be what decides it. AC Mats comfortable sitting at around 50% ERS. He's got so much left to spare on the last lap and the corner that he can really bolt. Whereas Yuri is running on fumes in terms of ERS. He's running on the last sparks of energy. This might decide it here for AC Mats.
I wonder if he was so caught up in that big scrap with Jack and he just used up all his ERS without really thinking about this point afterwards when he got past Jack. He was so caught up in that fight.
Yeah,
but
possibly.
He didn't really play the longer game and just drained it all out.
And that decides it ultimately. A 3-second penalty for Yuri on the entry of Retifilo. So they're both on 3 seconds now. Now the question is, can Connor get second place off of Yuri? And right now it looks like he can. Gap under 2 seconds. Mozza and Niels are battling into turn 1. They touch, they bang wheels, and round the outside, Mozza goes and takes the position on the mediums. That is a nice move right there by Mozza. Well done. But we are looking now at AC Mats, I think, as he heads to the final sector. Only 4 more corners to go. And then AC Mats is writing his name into the history books. That's not Yuri behind him directly. That is a lap car of Mr. John. Parabolica left to go. Yellow flag in sector 3. That is a red car.
That's Mackey's out. I think
Mackey
he out.
But AC Maz comes across the line, writes his name in the history books as the first JACKOCAR Kia Series race winner here at Monza.
I have to say, that's a fair play to Easty Mats, but what a change of emotions for Yuri. 1 minute he was looking at trying to get the win, and with that penalty, he ends up dropping to 3rd. He'll be kicking himself with that, I'm sure, but fair play to Connor, staying within touching distance to ultimately capitalise and get 2nd place.
Yeah, and Yuri is gonna punch himself for that penalty right at the end there. And Jack gets 5 seconds for an unserved penalty. But AC Maz takes the victory. The first 20 points of the regular season and 5 playoff points for the win. We also have, obviously, 1 point for the fastest lap. We have to look at the playoff points, really. Fastest lap was Connor, so he nets himself 1 fastest lap point for the playoffs. We also have, who was the pole position? That was Splinter. He gets 1 for pole position. And then we have stage 1 and stage 2. When were stage 1 and stage 2? I would guess about lap 7 and lap 14, maybe 13. So we don't remember who was leading those laps, but you know, I'm pretty sure they can figure it out. But either way,
I believe lap 7 was in amongst that safety car chaos.
Yeah, most likely, yeah. I can try and sort of go back on what was happening here. Well, oh no, actually, that was lap 0. There you go. Lap 7. At the end of lap 7, it was Waze who led under the safety car, so he should get 1 point. And then lap 13, lap 14, it was Jack. So Jack and Waze get 1 each. AC Mats gets 5. Connor gets 1. Splinter gets 1. There's a lot of playoff points that have already been given out, and there's a lot more to get.
Yeah, a perfect start for Easty Mats in the end, and he gets the win despite that penalty. Ultimately didn't cost him, and what a dramatic opening race that was.
Yeah, certainly, and there's a lot more to come over the next, what is it, 14 weeks? It's certainly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13 weeks. There we go. Over the next 13 weeks, there's a lot more to come. Every single Tuesday, we are going to be here with the JACKOCAR series on this channel. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see more of this. And, of course, the JACKOCAR Cup series that is going to have their next race on Thursday around Britain. A track that we will also visit in early March. So, you might want to get a first taste of our 5th round of the season with their 5th round of the season. JACKOCAR Cup series on Thursday. For us, it's going to be next Tuesday, of course. It's going to be February 16th, same time, 7 p.m. UK, 8 p.m. Central European, and it's going to be Spain. The Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya, a track that is very controversial among drivers. Some love it, some hate it, some are sort of in the middle. You have everything with this track, and certainly a track that will produce some great racing among this bunch, and we are very much looking forward to it. With that, thank you very much for watching from myself and from Jake, and we will see you next week. Goodbye.